Drivers behind the lines. Ready in 3, 2, 1, rebuild.
The autonomous period for rebuild is the first 20 seconds. Robots moving around using their pre-programmed encode. Blue Alliance making quick use of the neutral zone, trying to scoop up as many of those fuels possible. That's the gold standard with their robot Indy. Blue Alliance getting lots of support from their human player station. Red Alliance getting the same treatment. Scores 16-16. Blue Alliance actually getting 18 during the autonomous period. Robots are now tele-operated. Human players picking up their controllers and driving the robots that their team built. We'll get a brief moment of transition as both hubs are active, but now it's just the red. For most of the match, we'll kind of cycle between these two Alliance hubs being active, and then we'll end up with those being active in the end game period. Red Alliance, it's 10-4-1-1. The G-Code Generals launching a couple of fuel into their hub while it's active. 1 point for each of those fuel, which are those yellow spheres you see around the field of play. 69-56, Shamrock Botics getting in position to launch their Volvia fuel now that the Blue Alliance hub is active itself. Red Alliance, while their hub is inactive, playing a little bit of oversized Hungry Hippos, trying to get as much fuel as possible. Red Alliance getting a little bit of love taps to their teammates to hopefully get them unstuck. They've got one of those fuels stuck underneath their mechanisms, making it difficult to drive. 81-16, Hatchet Robotics delivering of some of their fuel into their hub. Scores currently 61-40 in favor of your Blue Alliance. Red Hub is currently active, so they're hoping to tighten up the difference between those two teams. Just over 60 seconds remain in our match. Blue Alliance delivering a couple of those game pieces into their human player station called the Outpost. That'll allow them to either hold them off for a later time, or the human player can take their opportunity to launch the fuel themselves. Blue Alliance getting their final dedicated hub shift as teams continue to score game pieces for both alliances. Scores currently 78-43. Blue Alliance about 25 away from that threshold. Red Alliance about 60. We're in that endgame period. Both of those hubs have reactivated. Teams picking up those final pieces of fuel and launching them into their hub, trying to get final points for their alliance. Teams do have the option to climb. That's what that vertical monkey bar is for, called the tower. 10, 20, 30 points available. The higher you climb, the more points you'll find. Many teams, though, ignoring that and scoring additional game pieces using the hub and fuel. Final seconds here in the match, and that's all we have for qualification match 55. Stick tight to that match are the Blue Alliance. Blue Alliance taking with a score of 92 to Red Alliance's 64. Blue Alliance getting 3 of those ranking points for winning the match, just a few shy of the requirement for Energized, where you needed 100 fuel. 94-31 made